So, this whole term of submissionary you were asking about, years ago, when I went to Brazil, I wrestled as a young guy, so I was 40 when I went there, and the guys all wanted me to go to this Jitsu gym. I didn't even know what Jujitsu was. And they took me and they said, it's kind of like wrestling. I was like, okay. It's kind of like judo. I knew what judo was. So I go there, and they wanted to learn some wrestling takedowns, and so I started learning Jujitsu and I started teaching them my wrestling, and I saw in it right away an opportunity because I began to reach young men and bring guys into the church, and guys were getting saved. And then when I came home, I had a friend, his name was Mike Petrell up in Platteville, and he went to my brother-in-law's church. It was an evangelical free church up in Platteville. So they started a group, and they started the idea of DJJ. We had BJJ, was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. DJJ was discipleship Jiu-Jitsu. And the idea was we use Jiu-Jitsu as a way to teach men, and we just had this whole concept of, how can we be strong for God? And the idea of meekness, I was always trying to teach my guys, meekness is not weakness, but it's strength and the control. Jiu-Jitsu, is very much an art of control. And you protect yourself, and you seize the opportunity, and you turn the other person's energy and attack back on themselves. And it's literally means the gentle way. It's not as violent as most martial arts, that you don't strike. So you try to put people to sleep, or you only injure them if they refuse to desist. So anyway, that idea of discipleship Jiu-Jitsu, from that, as I was taking them then to Brazil, we started beginning to go down there and we would exchange. We would go down because the guys from up here wanted to learn Jiu-Jitsu from the Brazilians, but also we could exchange, teach them some of our wrestling, and it was an opportunity to exchange our faith. And so we're taking short-term mission trips, so we just decided to start calling ourselves sub-missionaries, because in Jitsu you go till a submission, or they tap out, and that was something I always talked about, is tapping out to Jesus. And so that's how we looked at it, is when we submit to God, that's when we're our strongest. He perfects His strength in our weakness. And one thing we teach in Jiu-Jitsu that I think is a really good lesson in life and in your spiritual walk, I try to teach guys, when you're learning Jiu-Jitsu, the secret is to learn to tap often and tap quickly when you're training, because if you don't, you'll get injured. If you don't know when to tap, you'll end up getting hurt, and you won't practice Jiu-Jitsu very long. But if you're humble enough to tap when somebody's got you, you'll get the chance to ask that person, what did you do to me? And you can learn and grow and keep getting stronger and better. And so, that was something we always taught, is tap out to Jesus. And when your master, the one who runs your dojo, is the master of the universe and the Lord of Lords and the King of Kings, it's an honor to tap out to Him and to learn from Him. He's the best. And so as submissionaries, we're always looking for ways to submit to God and use use what God has given us to connect with people and reach people. So, discipleship Jiu-Jitsu is a culture of using our skills and our athleticism as an opportunity to connect. And being a submissionary is it's not so much about choking them to Jesus, even though that happens sometimes, but it's more about teaching people the art of humility and meekness and the strength that's in that. Self-control is a gift. It's a fruit of the Spirit. And so I hope that more guys will join us.